Happy New Year, Palm Cove visionaries. That's what we are. So I'm going to talk about Lot 100 today. It's fortunate, isn't it, that they called it, they named it, it became registered as Lot 100. That makes it front and centre of everything. If it was Lot 23 or Lot 51, so what? Lot 100, they're asking for it. They're saying, look at us, we're out there. So we're responding. We visionaries are responding to that. And there's a number of visionaries, thousands, who have had an opinion on Lot 100, and they've registered that opinion in the way of objections to the plan. They're mostly to do with density and height. Palm Cove Vision is about access. It's about Palm Cove Promenade, and in order to successfully pedestrianise Williams Esplanade, we need to have good access from the west where possible for properties on the Esplanade. Here we have a situation where Lot 100, there it is again, I love it, thank you, where Lot 100 is a greenfield site. No buildings to knock down, no special engineering challenges, and no unresolvable legal challenge. So where to from here for Lot 100? Let's take a look. This was the original block, and those who followed the story will know that this is the old Melaleuca forest. So it was one title at one time, and in 2017 they created two titles. There's this one, which is the residential area that I think a couple of houses are now built on that. That's all approved by council, of course. Then there's Lot 100, which is the one we're talking about here, which is what's left of the Melaleuca forest. This one here. So just to recap, let me go and see if I can find a closer pic of that. Here we are. Yeah, so here we are, Lot 100. The biggest issues, just for the moment, not even talking about, the conversion of Williams Esplanade into a promenade, which surely is the only outcome, will be the only outcome of the towards 2050 planning that Cairns Council is doing at the moment. There's no other option. So everything we do now has to be working towards that end. We've got a window of opportunity here because council has sent a notification to the applicant saying that they intend to refuse the application. However, they've included some non-compliance issues that the applicant is now attempting to comply with. Sometime through this month, through January, confused with 23, 24. So, and none of those compliance issues include traffic flow. They're only to do with a whole lot of other stuff. So this is a new condition that council will have to include on development on this site. There's just no other option. So this is the problem here. Let's just go over the the main issues here. And the main one, I suppose, is Carriota Close. It is only 6 metres wide, and as some of you will know, there is a big melaleuca tree right at the very front, beautiful tree, and 3 metres each side. Well, not quite on one side, but 3 metres on one side, and the trucks usually reverse in from the esplanade, because they obviously can't turn around once they get in here. There's the garbage disposal. When I say garbage, I'm talking dumpsters, so there's quite a big truck's got to get in to lift the dumpsters. There's a car park underneath Paradise on the beach for guests, underneath the swimming pool there. And there's a car park underneath Paradise Village shopping centre there. At the moment, there are, I think, 4 loading bays here. Car loading bays, 4. And at least one of them will go with the current plan, as I'll show you later. You got the Rattle and Hum restaurant here on the corner, and all of the traders in Paradise Village depend on Carriota Close for their deliveries arriving. There's already a lot of close range. Is there such a thing? So, just trying to get things done. Now, so let me go to, what'll I do? No, I'll go to here, sorry. I'll go to here. There is a narrow 3 metre wide road in here to get into the car park at Peppers. And there are red and green lights here that come on and off depending on, so that cars have to wait to go out or wait to come in, because it's only 1 car wide. So that's that. So let's go to our suggestion, Palm Cove Vision suggestion as to what should happen here. Okay, so here we are at our Palm Cove Vision suggestion. There's the current 3 metre wide road on Peppers Land there that is either, at the moment, it's either one way or one way that way or one way that way. Because it's not big enough, wide enough for 2 cars to pass, then they have lights to indicate when you can come out of the car park. Sorry, this is all sounding a bit confusing here. But if anything, what is proposed here will improve the situation for Peppers. Cars going in to the underground car park can come in this way. Cars going out can come out and travel this way. The big advantage is providing ongoing services into the future for the shopping centre, Paradise on the Beach in this area. So we've included here a loading bay. So trucks coming in will stop here, put the stuff on their trolleys, and then they can bring it up into the shopping centre or up to Rattle and Hum, for example. And so the dumpsters that are currently underground here, they would be brought out and they could be located there and easily collected. This is also going to be very, very good for servicing the development on Lot 100. Look at this, there's still lots of land left. There's lots and lots of land left here. So that means that guests at Paradise on the Beach can easily park underground there. It means that traders in the shopping centre can come in and easily park in their underground car park here. And it means that, I guess, traders, deliveries like Yamagishi eggs or something, just small vehicles can come up into this area. So they've unloaded, a truck's unloaded, comes out, heads one way down this way. If it's got to do anything at Reef House, then there's the Reef House loading dock just here. Guests staying in Villa Paradiso will be able to access the underground car park, and this is the Villa Paradiso reception area. Very wide. French Street's 18 metres wide. There's public parking on both sides. There's an underground car park here in Reef House, as well as their loading dock here. And once that work's done, it's just a matter of heading out into Amphora Street, which is in both, which is a two-way, continues to be two-way. So something like that is a solution, and it's a solution that will stand us in good stead for anything that comes our way into the future. Instead of that, let's take a look at what is proposed by Lot 100, by Palm Cove Nominees Proprietary Limited. As we know, they're trying to get the maximum floor area ratio approved by council. Started with 8-storey towers down to 6-storey towers, and they're now seeking to comply with the latest notification from council. So what do they plan to do about, let's start with Carriota Close. All right, be good if they got called it the right, called it a close, but anyway, they got there as a street. That might be wishful thinking. So what they propose to do is they propose to open this only for pedestrians. So all of their guests and so on have easy access to the beach. This is a 2-storey restaurant here. I suppose deliveries to that restaurant are coming in this way. It looks a bit narrow. I'm not sure what's happening there. They obviously can't get in this way. I know if I was delivering to properties here or here, and I was down here, I'd found a spot from a truck, and this is a little opening, I'd have the stuff on my trolley and I'd be going in this way. So there's a good chance that even more pressure will come onto Carriota Close to service Lot 100. Don't worry, it gets sillier, because now we come down here to French Street. This is really good. The access to the hotel, resort and other goodies here is from Amphora Street. So guests and other visitors, not sure what's happening with buses, coaches, Quicksilver coaches and CAFTA and so on, don't know there. But I do think perhaps they are included in this, that they come this way. This is buses and trucks I'm talking about here. And because there hasn't been enough area allowed for them to turn around here properly to exit into Amphora, they are now going to exit through French Street. But cars will not exit that way. Cars will exit this way, the way they came in. I don't know exactly why they don't want cars to exit that way, but there must be a reason, because they propose putting a boom gate here. And that boom gate will only be able to be opened by trucks, buses who've got the access code to lift the boom. Is this really, and this is all just to cram as much onto the site as possible. That can be the only reason, surely. So, as far as I'm aware, that's the plan. Now, it just doesn't work, does it? It doesn't make sense. If there was another way to do it, fine. But there isn't. And now that there's been a lot of changes, we have a new mayor, perhaps councillors, perhaps council planners rather, can be briefed differently when it comes to development in Palm Cove. Our councillor, Brett Olds, has always supported the promenade concept. And right from the time he was elected in 2017. What can you do, did I hear you say? Well, there is a website, palmcovevision.au. You don't need to use the .com, just palmcovevision.au, and there's an opportunity on that site to subscribe for updates as they come in. Also, very shortly, there'll be an opportunity for you to indicate your opinion on things like Palm Cove Promenade and things like the plan for Lot 100. And that includes people who support it and people who don't support it. And if you don't support it, I'd love to see what your solution is, because it's important that we get this done. If you made it this far, you're a Palm Cove visionary. We can do this. We can deliver the most amazing destination on the planet. We need to do the things that we're talking about here on Palm Cove Vision. Let's do it. Oops, you're not done with me yet. I just remembered an interview that Lee Ratcliffe did on ABC Radio Far North with Charlie McKillop back in April 2023. And so I've edited that interview, and it runs for about 4 minutes, but it's full of valuable insights into Lot 100 and Palm Cove's future.
This is Charlie McKillop on ABC Far North.
And a very good morning. Welcome along. It's 7:10 and it is great to have your company at the breakfast table. Up next, a controversial plan to build a 6-storey resort development in what is a relatively low-key beachside suburb. I'm talking about Palm Cove, where many locals are concerned that if this proposed 6-storey motel goes ahead, it will compromise the very thing that attracts locals and visitors from around the world, just that chilled out vibe that we have come to know and love about Palm Cove. You'll hear more about that development proposal in just a moment. One of the people who is against it is Lee Ratcliffe. He is an architect who actually was instrumental in seeing the current building standards for Palm Cove established. He tells Alex Chalor he's concerned that this is just too high and it will ruin the essence of Palm Cove.
It flies in the face of everything that Palm Cove is and should be. Frankly, it's all just about overreaching. The reality of this project and projects like it, and remember, I'm a property developer and not all property developers are bad, and I'm not even suggesting these people are bad, but the reality, it appears to me that it's an effort to try and maximise development on the site and maximise, it's not just about height is the issue, it's about volumetrics, so they're trying to get the greatest amount of product, of floor area onto this site because from a business point of view, some people believe that adds value, and the more you jam on, the more land value you can create, and then one would question whether this particular applicant ever will develop this site. What a lot of these people do is just overreach, get as much scale as they can, so that they can flip it for the highest price. So I don't know the background. I know the background of the site, but I don't know the intention of the current applicants, but it appears to be one of those cases to the detriment of the community, the environment, and the whole village. So how do you jam something big like this in the middle of a controlled village? That's really the sad part. So no, I'm certainly opposed to it and all aspects of it, but it's not just height. It's density, it's traffic, it's how do you access it, how do you control the traffic, how do you control the people. And I'm pro-development, I'm not against development, but development's got to be sensitively done and comply with the surrounding. And I think there's a much deeper issue than just one planning application, and that is what's the future of Palm Cove. So I think there's a number of things at stake, and one of the things that I'm working on, being the original, I guess, the creator of the master plan that set up height limits and set up all the controls that made it the village it is today, and I'm very proud of that. But I think it's a turning point where you've got to revisit that, and to revisit it, you've got to look at seriously and objectively at it and say, well, what are the problems today and how do we fix them? And the way to fix it, I believe, and this is what I'm promoting to council, is to actually create a heritage and environment overlay of the main part of Palm Cove. So, for example, the foreshore, the esplanade, and I'm suggesting 2 blocks back from the esplanade, all become a highly protected heritage and environmental zone with clear controls. Now, this has been done all over the world. Some of the best places we visit around the world have these sort of overlays. A lot of the old towns, as I call them, in resort destinations where you've got all the new development happening on the fringe, and you need the new development for amenity, etc. But you've got to protect the old part, which is the character which created the destination in the first place. So it can be done. I'm pushing council to do it, to have the guts to create a heritage overlay, an environmental overlay over a defined area with very clear controls. Then you'll protect the destination, and then people will come and enjoy it. I think that Palm Cove is one of the most special places in Australia, which is why it should be protected for the benefit of everybody. The other things, the 2 things that I'm pushing in the 2050 plan for Palm Cove is, 1, a special overlay and protection for architecture, heritage and environment, and 2, to actually close the esplanade and turn it into a beautiful pedestrian promenade. I mean, Palm Cove's about to become the starting point for the Wangetti Trail. There's lots of exciting things happening, but if you keep the integrity and you get the hardware right, tourism will follow, people will enjoy the place, and you've done your job of protecting a community asset